Hello, everybody. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast, Spiritual Sense. Today is Monday, which is February the 7th. And in this particular podcast, I go over topics in relation to the occult, supernatural, paranormal. I speak on topics such as hauntings, curses, pagan belief systems and practices, out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, and I also incorporate a daily tarot card reading into this podcast, okay? It is an open social discussion. So this podcast is for entertainment purposes. That means that if it just so happens to coincide with what you're dealing with, that may be by chance or even by happenstance. I do have other podcasts listed on Spreaker.com. Holistic Health being one of those, where I go over natural home remedies for minor health concerns. I speak on chakra cleansing, as well as some vegan and vegetarian recipes. And so that's Holistic Health. I also have the podcast Ancient Ancestry, where I go over customs, beliefs, and cultures of many different cultures around the globe. That is Ancient Ancestry. I also have the podcast Health Matters, where I go over chronic care, diseases, ailments, and such. And I also have some topics in regards to mental health, wellness, as well. I do have the YouTube channel where I've presented some webinars in regards to spiritual sense. And I do have one YouTube channel that is, specifically for spiritual sense podcast with webinars on there. My main YouTube channel, The Holistic Health Approach, which is under my name, Sharonda King, has webinars in regards to holistic health, ancient ancestry, as well as health matters. So let me proceed. So for today's reading, I am working with the Seekers of the Tarot deck card, and I am smudging with my Florida water spray. And I've already said my prayer, and I pray homage to my Orishas and the Father Supreme Being. And so let me proceed. I don't know what this reading is on, but I do feel like it is, a relevant reading. I just got a flash in my head, and that's what prompted me to go ahead and do this reading right now. It was a flash that just popped in my head. I kid you not. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, just a moment. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I have for card 1, 2 of Swords. It says, peace and harmony, needing to take the blindfold off. Keep reassessing the situation at hand. For the obstacle or barrier, which is card 2, I have Ace of Wands. New beginnings, birth, new ideas, and creation. Card 3, I have the High Priestess card. It says it's the highest card in the tarot deck. Very powerful, good or bad. Secrets to be revealed. Card 4, the root of the issue. Page of Wands, young woman to 25, travel over land. To the left, I have the Star card, which is card 5. It says brightness, hope, could bring excesses, so be careful not to become too greedy. Card 6 is Two of Wands, short journey, movement to or near water. Something is letting me know that this reading is in regards to, I said that on my podcast I was going to focus on positivity because we are in the year of 2022, which is the year of excellence, and we want to walk in excellence by way of greatness. However, I want to be realistic as possible is what I want. I feel like this reading is in regards to someone who was victimized. And when I say victimized, I mean in terms of someone victimizing this person and then burglarizing this person. Like, I feel like this reading is in reference to someone who was victimized and then somebody either stole from them or robbed them or whatever. And I hate to give these readings such as this, but a flash just came in my insight, and this is what I'm going to speak about. Okay. Something is letting me know that this happened to this person, and this was coming from an older person, is what I feel. I feel like it was coming from an older person, an older woman, is what I feel. Help perpetuate this. It could very well be an older woman that's in a church setting or some type of religious setting, but I feel like this older woman had a lot to do with this happening, oddly enough. I feel like she's a jealous person, even though she is in, even though she's in a church setting where, she's to perpetuate, speaking of God and God things, God-fearing things and as such. I honestly feel as though something happened to this woman in her younger years. And oftentimes, those memories come back to the forefront, and all of that goes out the window, is what I feel. I feel like it's a demonic spirit, is what I feel, that's on this person. I'll just be honest about it. It's a demonic spirit that is on this person, and I feel like she goes through times where she cycles. That's what I feel. And she becomes a whole nother person. And I do feel like when she got into ministry, and she didn't realize that when you begin to work with spirits and you begin to get into ministry, a lot of those things that are written was written as such. And why a lot of people that are in ministry, as well as many professions and industries, are afforded with such extravagance, because once you get into ministry, you got to be very careful when you get into ministry, plain and simple, because you will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, meaning in order for you to understand what it is that you're reading, you will be, you that reality will be, you will be encased in that reality in order to understand what it is that you're dealing with. And I think this is what the case is with this particular person. It's what I feel. I feel like it was something that transpired with the people that was victimized, and then they chose to get the money, or to, perpetuate the robbery. I don't feel like it has anything to do with money with her. I feel as though it has a lot to do with the spirit and spirituality, is what I feel. Okay. Card 7, I have 8 of Cups, money problems, turning your back and walking away, knowing nothing more can be done. So I feel as though this woman, or this person that I'm speaking about, I do feel like it's an older woman. I honestly feel as though, like, she's not bound by money. Like, the money is important, but it's not relevant to her. I think they use her for her gifts, what her capabilities are, because she has a very street savvy mentality, and they capitalize off of her mentality because she's very street savvy. And as a result of that, that's why they moved her to ministry, because they could sit back and do things under her name, to where those spirits would come towards her when they are the ones that are perpetuating from it. And then they want to push all these materialistic things on her when she's not concerned about that. And I think what has happened is she ran to an avenue in order to have somebody to see it her way and to speak out for her, is what I feel. This is what it lets me know. Card 8. 7 of Wands, frustrations. You are able to overcome your frustrations. You are on top of the situation. So I feel like she is bottled with a lot of problems and frustrations, because no one can see it how I see it. No one understands how I feel, is what I feel. And as I speak on this, somebody steps in. Somebody steps in regards to this reading. So I feel like this reading is spiritually driven, is what I feel. And I feel like this is a theme that is common amongst a lot of these settings, is what I feel. So I feel like her spirit has stepped in to guide me on this reading as to what exactly is transpiring and what exactly is going on. Card 9, Hopes, Fears, and Dreams card. I have the Knight of Swords, young man to 25. Speedy situations are finished. So I feel like this is why you have security in a lot of these settings, or need for security in these settings, to be able to monitor and see how those spirits interact and how they would turn against you, is what I feel. Card 10, the outcome. 4 of Cups, it says money fluctuations, being offered something you may not want. Again, I feel as though she did not want these materialistic things. She didn't. She was afforded the opportunity to come into ministry, and then to be a testament or a testimony to a cause, something that occurred in her younger youth, her younger years. And boy, oh boy, did she not know how spirit and spirituality come about. And she became the very thing that was written. Because oftentimes, when people get in ministry, a lot of people that are in ministry are actually doubtful of the things that was written. So when you become inquisitive or curious about certain things, many of times you will perpetuate or you'll become encased in that reality. And I think that's what has happened with her, is that she became encased in that reality. Like she became that reality, is what I feel. So let me pull out my, I'm not going to even pull out my angelic cards. I am going to pull out my Moonology card. Somehow it's prompted me to pull out my Moonology cards and pull 3 cards from the middle. And that's what I'm going to do now. For more clarity or outcome on this situation. 1, 2, 3. Card 1, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So I feel like this person has a altar. And I'm not altar. Like, you know, when you alter, not like altar like ALTAR, like an altar like you would see in a church setting. I'm talking about like a different side. Kind of like, you know, how they mentioned in reference to the Gemini. I feel like this person has a different side of herself. It's what it is, and they capitalize on that, and they use her name to perpetuate things out. I do feel like she can be vindictive, but I don't feel like she had anything to do with any monies being taken or, you know, items being taken. I think the henchmen or the pawns, they chose to do that, is what I feel. Like that was their decision to go and take those items and carry out. But I do feel as though, you know, she wanted, you know, justice to be done for whatever the case may be with those particular individuals. Like you go in there and you scare them or you threaten them or whatever the case may be. But they took it upon themselves because of fear of going to jail or somebody finding out. They, you know, went further on than need be. Card 2, I said, I have your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. I feel like they use her to test the people within the setting, because oftentimes, you know, we are told we are to look up to, you know, leaders. And you go off of what they tell you and you don't question that. And I think this is a test. Like she's been put there as a test to them. Meaning, just because I say these things does not mean that you go off and you do these things. And so they perpetuate it into something else. Card 3, bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So we want to bring not only love, we want to bring clarity into the situation. And when we begin to present information and knowledge to people, we want them to know that oftentimes if you allow things to be your reality, then that's what it would be. And you would begin to perpetuate a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I think this is what has transpired in this situation with this person. And as I mentioned, I got a person that steps in. I feel like this situation is applicable to many situations that happens not only in this town, but probably every other town in the state or even country. Okay. So when you begin to get off into spirit and spirituality, you have to be very careful as to what you are doing, because many a times it will present feelings, emotions, thoughts into you. That is the test. And as this card 2 mentions, your commitment is being tested, meaning your commitment to truth and understanding is being tested. So I do feel like this is a spiritually led reading, because I do have a pastor to come to mind who is guiding me on a situation that could possibly have been that happened with her. And in reference, she's letting me know this is some of the things that occur on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so I am going to close out this podcast for Spiritual Sense. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.